To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to episode 52 of NBA Talk Playoff Edition. I know I'm a little late with this, but I'm gonna get on with my coverage anyway. Let's get started with what the two greatest games so far in the playoffs, and it so happened to be on Mother's Day. So let's just get it started. Let's start with the Portland Trail Blazers and the Denver Nuggets. It was I have to say something about both these game sevens before I start covering each game. Both these games were very sloppy, and you're never gonna get a perfect game out of game 7. Both these games were sloppy. You know both teams gonna be nervous. Every shot is critical. So before I even get to any deep criticizing, I'm never expecting perfection out of a game 7. That's what I love about game 7s. Ain't nothing perfect. The win is always gonna be ugly. One way or another, the win is gonna be ugly because it's a game 7. Now let me get on with it. CJ McCollum came up big in this game 7. Denver was starting to pull away like I thought they was gonna do. They even built up a 17-point lead. And I'm thinking, oh, Denver's probably just going to keep building this lead up, or they're going to maintain this lead. But no, Portland fought back. And there goes the experience that I was talking about. Even though my sides were sort of shifting, because I did pick Portland to win the series in 6, but then I started to shift towards Denver because I was seeing how aggressive they were and how they were adjusting to Portland's playing style. But then again, the experience kicked in, and that's what helped them win Game 7. Even though we never seen Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum in a Game 7, I think they did pretty fine. Well, CJ McCollum anyway. Damian Lillard didn't have his best game, but CJ came up big, especially that dagger in the fourth quarter. That, man, I know that broke everybody's heart in that arena. Just like, damn, we became the second seed in the West just to get a dagger by CJ McCollum. Yo, that's just gonna be crazy. That's just crazy, bro. I know if I was a Denver fan and I was in that arena and I saw that, I would have just threw my hat down to the ground. But it's just like, damn, you gotta tip your hat to him. This was one hell of a series. This low key was one of the best series in the playoffs because we had two great games, a quadruple overtime game 3, a 4-point win in a game 4. Then you had a 20-point win game 5. Then you had a do or die game 6, and you had a do or die game 6, and then you had a classic game 7. You had a classic game 7. This series was a classic. This series to me is a classic between Portland and Denver. This series went down as a classic. This series was really good. It was great. It was great for entertainment. It was great for basketball fans, and for those who don't appreciate what basketball was really about, you wasn't watching this series. But now let's cover on to the next. Let's cover on to the next topic. And before I get to that, now let me talk about what Denver did. Denver, they kept their eyes in attack mode, but then I feel like they got a little tentative. Especially Jokic. I feel like this is where the inexperience started kicking in, because during that game 7, it's like when they had that 17-point lead, I guess they didn't expect to have a 17-point lead in a game 7. I guess they expected it to be a tight game from wire to wire, but then as the game started pushing away from Portland, I guess Denver started getting a little too comfortable with their possessions, and then it's like you got a little too comfortable. You started committing turnovers, and then Portland just started making big plays. And that's all I could think of. That they just got too comfortable at one point, and then that missed free throw by Jokic was huge. That missed free throw was huge. I know he was mad. He missed that free throw. I know he was mad. And this game was physical. But man, that sucks to lose Rodney Hood, man. That sucks to lose Rodney Hood if you're Portland, because you're already banged up as is. That's bad enough that you lose Portland, that you lose Rodney Hood, and then I'm not even gonna get into the fact that your next matchup is against the Warriors. Like before I even get into that matchup, like Portland has been that team that they just have not gone away, and they're just that team that just won't go away. And I like that there's a team that has that dog in them, and they're fighting. I wish Portland the best of luck. In Denver, they're only gonna get better, because I heard that news about Michael Porter Jr. today, and he finally got cleared, and he's gonna be playing in the summer league. I'm telling you, Denver's gonna be scary. Denver's gonna be scary in a couple years, man. Denver's gonna be scary. Now on to the next Game 7, and this is another classic. This Game 7 needs to go down in the books, because this was an absolute classic with the 76ers and the Toronto Raptors, man. Whoo! Before I get on Philly, that man Kawhi. That man Kawhi, one bad man. Oh, my Lord, man. This is why I used to love Kawhi Leonard. And I think the best thing that ever happened to him was leaving the Spurs. That was the best thing that ever happened to him. I swear, I think that shot is keeping Kawhi in Toronto. That shot is keeping Kawhi in Toronto, because ain't no way he was going to get that kind of love in San Antonio. No way. I don't care what anybody says. He ain't getting that kind of love in San Antonio. Like, this man got a whole country behind him rooting for him as he's taking these shots. He got a whole country loving him now. Oh, my Lord. I think that was probably the biggest shot in their franchise history. Yo, Kawhi was just a straight up bad man. And this wasn't even his best shooting night out of the whole series. That was Kawhi's worst shooting night out of the entire 7 games. And this is how it went down. Oh man. Yo, that shot though. I had to watch it. I had to watch that last play at least a good 8 times, because I couldn't believe that was how the game ended. Did y'all see how many times that ball bounced? I know Joel Embiid was just looking at that ball going like, he's like, I know damn well that ball ain't about to go in, goddamn it. I know that's what Joel Embiid was thinking. I know that's what he was thinking. But yo, man, and to anybody that gets on Joel Embiid for crying at the end of the game, man, y'all weak for that. If y'all get on Joel Embiid for crying, man, he wanted to win. He wanted to win this series badly, and you saw it. He wanted to win this badly. His health got the best of him throughout this whole series. You clearly saw that Joel Embiid was not 100%, but he wanted to win this series so damn bad. He wanted to win so bad, and so did Jimmy Butler. Everybody wanted to win this game so damn bad. It was incredible. It was incredible. What we saw from the defensive end, the shooting. Like I said, it wasn't the prettiest game. It was a sloppy game. That's what I love about Game 7s. Yo, Kawhi Leonard shot the ball 39 times. 39 times. One man took 39 shots. One man took 39 shots. Yo, I can't. But Ben Simmons, once again, Ben Simmons was a no-show in my book. To me, he was a no-show. Joel Embiid didn't have the prettiest game either. Jimmy Butler didn't start kicking in until the second half. Like, the 76ers, man, like, they have the pieces. They just need to work on their bench, and they need to work on getting a guy that could back up for Joel Embiid, so that when he gets off the floor, they don't just basically get ran over. Which is what everybody has noticed. When Joel Embiid not on the floor, the Sixers are getting run over. Because you know Ben Simmons, he practically does not want to shoot. He practically can't shoot. So I don't know. To me, they need to make some adjustments. Their main priority, they need to re-sign Jimmy Butler. They need to re-sign Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris. I don't care what anybody says about Tobias Harris in this series. He has been a huge upgrade for this roster. You do not want to lose these guys. You do not want to lose these guys if you're Philly. Because you lost a game 7 off a buzzer beater where the ball bounced 4 times to go in. If that ball goes out, even goes out after one of those bounces, we're talking overtime, and we probably could have been saying the Sixers probably could have won the game. The Sixers probably could have won the game in overtime. We would be having a whole nother conversation if that ball would have went the opposite direction during those 4 bounces. We would be having a whole nother conversation. But yeah, Philly, you're going in the right direction. I like what I'm seeing. They're going in the right direction. Toronto, you're going in the right direction as well. You're back in the conference finals. You're back in the conference finals since 2016. You don't got LeBron in the East no more. Now, let's talk about conference finals matchups. Since we're talking about Toronto, let's talk about their matchup against Milwaukee. Now, you know how I feel about Milwaukee. You know how I feel about Milwaukee. That's a very tough team right there. That's a very tough team right there. These guys are not going to be a pushover. The Milwaukee Bucks, they're very collective defensively. And when they're hitting that 3 ball and when Giannis gets it going, they're a very tough team to beat. And they've had Toronto's number this season. They've had Toronto's number this season. It should be a decent series. It should, because this is probably going to be the best test for Milwaukee going up against Toronto. Because I honestly want to see the Sixers against Milwaukee, because the Sixers to me have put up a better fight against Milwaukee than Toronto, but I can't judge based on what I saw from the regular season. I can't judge that, because regular season and playoff basketball are two different animals. But even though I bragged, I was saying that Kawhi is a bad man, I still got the Bucks winning this series. I got the Bucks winning the series. I got Bucks in 5 or Bucks in 6. Either one of those, but I'm leaning towards more 5. I'm leaning towards the Bucks going to the NBA Finals. There's something about Milwaukee that, especially defensively, that they come together, that they communicate more, and they're more sharp defensively. Excuse me, than Toronto is. Excuse me for that burp, because I know that had to be loud. But yeah, Toronto is like, they still have a lot of gaps in their defense that Milwaukee can exploit. Because if you could exploit a team like Boston, who was supposed to be a great defensive team, and they got the brakes run over them when Milwaukee finally figured them out, I'm pretty sure Toronto's going to run into a bigger problem. Because you're not going to deal with a guy like you don't have a guy like Ben Simmons in Milwaukee that's not going to be able to space out. You got more shooters in Milwaukee. That's going to be a problem for Toronto. So Kawhi, if he thought he had to be on his A game to beat Philly, he got to really be on his A game to beat Milwaukee. But I just don't see Toronto beating Milwaukee. But Toronto, I have a really good feeling now that Kawhi's going to resign with y'all. I have a really good feeling Kawhi's going to resign now. Because just seeing that emotion and that passion that he had after hitting that game winner, you can't fake that. To me, you can't fake that. I don't know. There's something about that you just cannot fake. He loved having a whole country behind him. And so I like what I see, and I think Kawhi's going to re-sign with Toronto. But like I said, I got Milwaukee winning in 5 or more or 6, but I'm leaning towards 5 the most. Now we're going towards the Western Conference Finals. which is the Portland Trailblazers and the Golden State Warriors. As you heard, Kevin Durant is going to be out for Game 1. He's most likely going to be out for Game 2 as well, so he's going to be out for the first 2 games. But Damian Lillard needs to be on his A game. Damian Lillard needs to be on his A game against the Golden State Warriors. The Portland Trailblazers need to be on, cannot screw around. CJ McCollum, he needs to bring it too. Because KD been talking so much crap about how the Portland Trailblazers, and CJ gonna come over here and try to shut people up. This is your opportunity to go at the champs at their weakest right now, quote unquote weakest. Even though Cantor to me is still a little banged up, but I think he could bang more in the post than Kevon Looney, because to me their big men are just weak. To me, Golden State's big men are weak. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they get a block here and there. To me, their big men are just weak. And I think Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are completely different players now, based on just on this playoffs alone. They're not going to be pushed over anymore like they were in the past. A lot of people are already going with Warriors in 4. I was kind of saying the same thing, but then I'm being a little more optimistic, and I'm seeing how Portland's been playing. And you know what? I'm giving Portland a decent shot. If they could steal a game in Oracle, then this series is going to be interesting. If they could take the first or the second game in the Oracle, then this series is officially going to be interesting, because Portland has been doing a great defensive job on rotations and defending against perimeter shooters and banging in the post on the rebounds. So that's gonna help out a lot when it comes to Golden State and Damian Lillard with that range that he has. That if he's hitting those shots, if Damian Lillard's hitting those shots against the Golden State Warriors, which he does play a little more aggressive when he plays Golden State, I think Dame is going to be even more motivated to beat Golden State just because he has another chance at them in the playoffs. Like I said, it should be interesting. I want to go with the Blazers. I really do. I really want to go with the Blazers. But if they were healthy, I would go with the Blazers. And my heart says I want to root for the Blazers, but my mind is telling me not to be dumb and to say the Warriors are going to win the series. My mind's telling me not to be dumb and just say the Warriors are going to win the series, but my heart wants to tell me my heart's telling me is going to tell me to root for the Blazers, just because I want to see somebody beat them. But hey, it is what it is. If Portland loses, at least they got to the conference finals. At least put up a fight against Golden State. Like I said, if they just steal one game in the Oracle, this series is interesting. This series will be interesting if they just steal one game in the Oracle. That's all I'm saying. But if they do what Charles Barkley said and they make it to the NBA Finals, I'm officially going to be blown away. I will be blown away by Charles Barkley's predictions, because so far he's looking better than Paul Pierce. All of Paul Pierce's picks have been completely wrong. Completely wrong. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content. This is your boy Jay Varsity, and I am out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers.